Alright, now that we've covered the basics, I'm going to get into a few more advanced techniques and tricks you can use. And if you were paying attention before we made all the changes to this cover, if we go back and just kind of look at what we have left of the original cover, you'll see, if you pay close attention to our image, this snow-covered tree image, you'll notice that if I turn off the background, let me turn off the title here and turn off this black background, you'll notice that there's an effect here where the image fades into transparency, and I'm going to show you how to do that. If you pay close attention here on the layers panel, you see there's a little what's called a layer mask that's linked to this image, and I'm going to show you how to do that, but I'm going to show you how to do it with the road image, and we're going to do it using the gradient tool. Alright, so I can go ahead and real quick, let me show you what else. It doesn't just allow you to, it allows you to fade it into, so in this case you see it fades into this black background, but then it's also a way we can, if you get really creative with it and play around, I could fade it into this forest image, okay, with this reflection off the lake. So I could combine two photos with that little fade into transparency, okay. So let's get to work on the road photo and show you what I'm talking about. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and turn everything off except for the road photo. I'm going to come up here and then I'm going to make sure the road photo is selected in the layers panel. Okay, then I'm going to come here to the gradient tool, select gradient tool, and then you might have to come up here and change the gradient. You see there's a few different ones, but the one you want to select is called foreground to transparent. So it's going to have black to transparent or clear, where you see all those that checkerboard. Alright, so make sure you have that selected, and then come on to the photo. Now the other thing you want to make sure you have here is you want to have black selected here, or a darker color, okay, and then you want to have white selected here, so you just click on that, and then white is all the way up here in the top left and black's all the way in the bottom right corner. Okay, now that we've done that, the next thing we're going to do here is come to the photograph, and then at the bottom of the layer panel you're going to see add layer mask. It's a little square here with a circle in it, and we're going to select that. So once we do that, you'll see it adds a little mask. It links the layer mask here. So once we've done that, we're still on the road layer. We're going to come to the photo, and somewhere near the middle I'm going to come here. Now before I hit the left button on my mouse, I'm going to hold the shift key because I want to draw a straight line. You see how the shift key draws a perfectly straight line. Doesn't let me go side to side either way unless I come at a 45-degree angle. It'll only let me draw at angles of 90, 45, or 180 in a straight line. Alright, as long as I hold that shift key. So with the shift key held, and I'm still holding left button on the mouse, now I can let go. Okay, and you'll see I have this little transparent gradient. Now I couldn't tell if I let go at an angle, so we'll do it again just by going to Edit, Undo Gradient. Okay, so now I've got everything still set up the same way, and now let's say I come all the way to the top of the image here and it fades out just so I can barely see anything, so I don't like that. Now let's say I just want a real light gradient, so I start at the bottom, hold it till here, and now I just have a slight fade. Alright, now I don't have to start at the bottom. If I start somewhere in the middle, that is where the gradient will start, and the rest below it will be white or transparent. So if I haven't selected anything, if I start say right here, right at the bottom of this white line in the road, so I'm going to hold the shift key and drag up to just above the white line. Okay, now it's a little harder and it doesn't fade as much into the transparency, whereas if I were to go back, start at the bottom and go all the way up to the top of this, you see there's a slower fade into transparency. So you just play around with it. Once you use it a few times, you'll get the hang of it. I can also do this at the top, so if I want to fade into transparency here, I can do that, and now with the black background, okay, or I can go and undo that and say I want to start here. Now it's a lot harder of a background, okay, and you're not really going to get that slow fade. Alright, go ahead and click undo, go back to where we were. Now I'm going to play around with this with the title and the author here, just to kind of show you a few things. Alright, so I'm going to start here midway through and come up just above cold, and you'll see now I have a little fade that kind of overlaps with my text. Slow fade, and say I turn on this black background, okay, and then because the fade's a little slower, the black background mixes in slightly, okay, with the road as it fades away, creating a little bit of a shadow effect. Alright, so that's how you use the layer masks. I'm going to undo the gradient, and then now that we're done with the layer mask, I'm going to come over here, and if you just click on the mask itself, right click, delete layer mask, and now it's gone.